Hey everybody, Tyler here. Sorry I haven't been making any videos lately. I've been really occupied with doing a lot of things, and I got a lot of stuff coming up to show you. But just haven't really had any good subject matter right now. But there will be some good stuff coming up here soon. And also my camera batteries have been trying to die on me, so I have to run this camera with it plugged in. So that kind of severely limits what I can do right now. But anyway, I had somebody ask a good question on one of the carburetor videos just a little bit ago, and I tried to answer it on the comment section, and I'm not sure whether I did a good job of answering this question or not. But the question, the problem that the viewer was having was that his choke on his carburetor functioned properly. It did fast idle and then did kick down like it's supposed to when it was warming up. But the problem he's having is that the idle is too fast. The fast idle is way too fast. So I got thinking about it, and I didn't really cover this very good in the choke videos. There is an adjustment for the fast idle speed on a Quadrajet and a Dualjet, which you remember me saying before. A Dualjet, you'll know, is just basically the front half of a Quadrajet. You guys that have these 231 Buicks and some other engines, you're probably pretty familiar with those. They work, as far as choke and primary side and all that, they're just essentially the same as a Quadrajet, just no secondaries. But anyway, I wanted to show you real quick where this idle speed adjustment is for the fast idle. Now, you got to pay attention to what I'm saying here, because you can kind of screw this up if you're not paying close attention. Now, there's two different idle speed adjustments on a Quadrajet. The first one, this is your base idle over here. It's on the driver's side of the car. The driver's side is over here, left, if you're in the seat, it's going to be this side, the left side, where the steering wheel is. Carburetor's facing forward. This is just a front inlet Quadrajet, but this is the forward part of the carburetor. So if you want to adjust your base idle, that means after the engine is warmed up, it's off the choke is open, and you're sure of that. It's very simple. You just come right over here on the left side. You'll see there's a screw here, and look back behind here. You can see there's a little tab that comes off the throttle arm, the throttle lever, and it's resting against that screw. This is your base idle screw right here. This is where you adjust the base idle. This is after the car's warmed up, the engine's hot, it's operating temperature, the choke is not on. Now, if you're like the viewer that I was telling you about, that he's having some problems, he said his engine's just running away. It's like 2,500 RPM when the choke's on. That's way too high. So he says it does idle normally once it warms up. So that tells me that you have to go to the other idle speed adjustment. This is the fast idle speed adjustment. These are separate. These do two different things. I'm going to show you where it's at. It is, when you're looking at the front of a Quadrajet, it's hard to see here, but let me turn it on up. It's way up under the choke and everything, right here. That's what this dude is. A lot of people may have seen this and you don't know what the hell it is, but that's the fast idle speed adjustment. You need to adjust this when the engine is running on the choke on fast idle. If you try to adjust it after it's hot and warmed up, it won't do anything. It won't make any difference. Next you won't know what's going, if you did any good on it, till the next time it's on the choke. So let's take a little side look at this so you can kind of orient yourself. And you see it kind of got the same situation as the other side, the base idle. It's got a little arm here, and it's got where the screw screws into it, and the spring and all that. So it functions the same way. But that's what sets your fast idle speed on a Dualjet or a Quadrajet. Now, some other carburetors may be similar, but I don't have experience with those, so I can't tell you that for sure. But that's how you cure that problem. If you got one, if you know you don't have any broken vacuum lines or something that's causing it to artificially idle too high, that's how you're going to fix that problem. It's very simple. So don't mess with the base idle. The base idle speed's not going to do anything when it's running like this and it's got the choke closed, and the choke's on. that's how you do it. That's how you adjust it. You just got to probably screw this thing outward, which is counterclockwise, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and try that. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to get confused and get the wrong screws. Now you see there's two other screws here right on the front of the carburetor. This one and this one. These are idle mixture screws. Now this is a whole different ball of wax. I've covered this on a different video. So this is just this is an adjustment that you do after it's warmed up and you're just trying to tweak the idle mixture. You know, it kind of, in essence, it does kind of affect the idle speed, but you know, you do base idle and make sure you got this covered also. Now, if you're ever wondering how can you get a Quadrajet that's running on the choke, you know the choke's engaged, you can see it, how you can manually pop it off the choke, you know, if you want to just idle it down for whatever reason. I'm going to show you that. Look right here. Of course, you have the air cleaner off of it, and right here you see this little arm of a thing. All you got to do, if you'll just kind of pop it down. Now when it's running, it'll catch down here. It won't try to pop back up, but you can kind of push this down with your finger and it'll kind of pop down and it'll instantly idle down to its base idle speed. So that's how that works, guys. Hope this kind of clears this up. That was a good question. I really appreciate the member. I don't have your name in front of him, but you know who you are. Thank you for asking that question, because that's good. But this is where it's at. This is essentially, it's right under this choke pull off right here. You just get a flat blade screwdriver and come into it from the front right here. That ought to do it. That ought to fix your problem up. So anyone else is maybe having some issues, or you just don't like the speed that your car is idling at when it's cold, this is how you adjust it. And you really don't need to. I don't advocate anybody trying to set the fast idle down to where the base idle is. You know, try to match them up so it doesn't idle fast when it's cold. You know, it'll probably work, but the idea of fast idle is to warm it up a little bit. So keep it at a normal speed. You don't want it up so high that when you drop it in gear, it's about to jerk the drive shaft out of it. But you don't want it, you know, ineffective either. So okay, guys, I'll get the battery replaced in this camera, and we'll cover some other stuff here coming up. We got some good ideas for videos and good things I've messed up and torn up. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with you soon. Thanks for watching.